But that was Prashant Pitti, CEO of Ease My Trip, sharing his thoughts on the interim budget. I also have with me Niharika Soni, Managing Director of EdNet Consultants. Niharika, thank you so much for speaking with Newsx. I'd like to understand from you, firstly, your assessment of the interim budget.
Thank you so much for getting me here, because it's a wonderful opportunity to talk about the impact of this budget, interim budget, on the education sector. So having said that, I see that there was this in 2023, there was about 68,000 crores, which was allocated for the school education, and about 45,000 crores to higher education. And I think it's going to remain the same. But there's a lot of emphasis here also for the growth and the enhancement of Eklavya schools, which is then the rural areas, as well as which especially for kids coming in from marginalized backgrounds or special backgrounds, and as well as research and development, as well as a lot of digital transformation and encouragement and motivation for EdTech institutions to take on the lead for imparting education through e-learning to these rural areas, which is amazing because India is one of the top 10 most affordable internet connections, and even down to villages and the rural areas.
Right.
Kids have smartphones. So encouraging the EdTech and having e-learning is like reaching out to the most remotest part of our country is, I think, going to be a huge game changer. And with our Prime Minister being such a huge visionary, I believe all these EdTech firms should collaborate with the Prime Minister's vision to bring about this positive social impact in the education sector. Okay. So there's going to be a huge game changer here, with more and more universities, institutions, like growth of IITs, triple IITs, AIMS, medical colleges, nursing homes where the medical schools are concerned, training of teachers with more innovative pedagogy, preparing them for the new age, enhancing or bringing about AI-related courses or technology in the K-12 education, which is, I believe, very, very important, because now with AI taking in a lot of jobs, it is a requisite to start early as in high school.
I was going to come to that, Niharika. When the government talks about setting up more of the prestigious and premium institutes, or when they talk about the Skill India mission and how many youth have been skilled, are we actually being able to see that, though, on the ground? Are we actually taking up skills that are truly futuristic in nature?
You know what? The education landscape is very, very, very dynamic, and it is evolving at a very fast pace, especially after COVID. There's this 4.0 revolution, there's a digital transformation. Yes, the government is encouraging the three-pronged approach, which is skilled, reskill, and upskill. So this is, I believe, very important, and I see that. I see that in the ground, because as an educationist for the past 20 years, it is just not about rote learning anymore. It's a Herculean task, but we are moving in the right direction. And I think our Prime Minister, the government, has a vision of integrating your theoretical knowledge with skills, which will make you more employable. So it's just not skills on its own, and neither is it just books on your own. So it's a proper integration. That's what I was coming down to, when he talks about, aligning with the NEP, that is a NEP policy which focuses on a holistic learning with research, with skills. I believe that if I had to give a suggestion, I would say that straight after class 12, we should not have that mindset of just straight into an undergraduate education. I think we could look at a gap here where the students can go like an apprenticeship into the industry, get some experience in in practical training in a real life situation or real work environment, for them to even understand where their interest is, because that would help them to even make right choices as to what they need to study or what they would want to study at the undergraduate level. So yes, I believe that the government and our Prime Minister Modi ji is really a visionary, and he's focusing on skills because he himself realizes that in order to get a job, it is important to be skilled and just not have a degree.
Okay, at the same time, Niharika, when we talk about this 1 lakh crore corpus for R&D, and I'm sure a lot of it was focused on sending out a message to young entrepreneurs as well. How is it that from a school or a college level, one can encourage people to now have more of an entrepreneurial mindset in India rather than looking to graduate and then getting some sort of a job somewhere?
So that's exactly what I was going to tell you. When you talk about this 1 lakh corpus, doesn't mean that everyone will get that opportunity. You need to be knowledgeable. You need to be skilled. You need to have a plan. You need to know what is the kind of startup you want to go for before going into it. Means you have to have some kind of, I personally believe that you need to have experience before you venture into an entrepreneurial world. You have to have experience in a professional world. So having said that, yes, the government has put in 1 lakh corpus for edtech startups, as well as anyone who's coming out with an entrepreneurial plans. But for them to be successful, it is also very important for them to be skilled and knowledgeable and experienced and exposed. So in the school level, encouraging the students to take part in entrepreneurial competitions, like we have Shark Tanks, and there are many more of those which are national, international based, so that they can come up and brainstorm and come up with ideas which is innovative and which will actually create an impact. So it's just not about starting, but actually coming up, thinking about an idea which would be successful and which would make actually a positive change in your society. I think that's the end of it. Yeah.